And we're live. Cloud native in the light, in my case, in sunny, very sunny morning Santa Clara. And I'm joined here by Paula Kennedy, who is not in California. Hi, Paula. Tell us about yourself. Where are you at?
Hi, Bridget. I'm in the pivotal London office in London, funnily enough. So it's pretty cloudy and rainy and a typical British summer. Thank you very much.
That actually sounds delightful. I was trying to hide from the sun here earlier, thinking, oh, terrifying. I'm very pale. I will burn easily. So we're gonna be getting together in Las Vegas in August, which also sounds sunny, except I don't think we're actually gonna leave the Aria most of the time, right?
No, I've had a quick look at the forecast and it's like 44 Celsius, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. So I think, yeah, staying inside the nice, cold, air-conditioned hotel sounds good. Sounds
Nice.
really good.
At 44, I mean, to me, I'm American, so that sounds cold, but but yeah, I know that that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculously hot, yeah.
Okay, so for our listeners who are viewers who may not be familiar with, all of our London office people, probably the exciting thing about the fact that, well, there's many exciting things, but first of all, you're at the new London office and you folks just moved in there. When was that?
So we have been in officially, I think, 2 weeks. We had to move in slightly earlier than predicted because we had a kind of a rain-related issue in our old office, which was across the street. But yeah, we've been in about 2 weeks now, and it's very nice new offices. There's plenty of space. We've got lovely kind of meeting rooms, lovely facilities. It's lovely. We're really happy, actually.
Yeah, and I think the plenty of space is really relevant because, of course, you recently joined Pivotal, though you've, of course, been in the Cofounding family forever. So you wanna tell us a little bit about the Cloud Credo story? When did that start? And for people who don't know about Cloud Credo, what was it?
Okay, so Cloud Credo started in 2012.
Old
It's
school.
funny actually so I sat down and incorporated the company, and I was sat in the Luxor Hotel actually on the Vegas Strip when I clicked the button and Cloud Credo was born. I was on vacation, that's where I was. Essentially, it was a kind of the brainchild of Colin Humphreys, who was our CEO. He had been working with Cloud Foundry for a little while. This was kind of even pre-Pivotal days, in fact. As pivotal as we know it anyway. So he'd been working with Cloud Foundry. He was a huge fan. He'd used it to deploy some kind of apps in production. And then he did a very big project with Comic Relief, which is a huge kind of UK charity.
Yeah.
And
With the
he
red
essentially,
noses.
the red noses, exactly. So he fell in love with Cloud Foundry. He then worked very closely with Pivotal. He came over to San Francisco for 3 months.
Mm.
Essentially was kind of the first person to do what's now the Dojo program. He spent 3 months there working, fully immersed in Pivotal. And from that, really, he came back to London and said, this is how Cloud Credo is going to go. We had formed the company, but we were kind of figuring some things out.
Mm-hmm.
But after spending time with Pivotal, he was kind of fully sold on the Pivotal way. Came back to London and was like, this is how we're going to do some things. And so that's how Cloud Credo really was born.
Yeah, and so then you co-founded this company, and I believe you acted as the COO. Is that right?
Yes, that was my job title. It's a bit of a fancy way of saying kind of general dog's body. I think my remit was essentially anything that Colin didn't want to do was my role. So
Oh,
it was great. It was a fantastic learning experience. I mean, from nothing. I mean, like we started in Colin's apartment. We sat down and we said, let's do this thing. Let's see if it
yeah.
works. 3 years later, just at the point of being acquired by Pivotal, we had 25 people. We were very successful. We had kind of our own office space. It was it was a steep learning curve, but it was also a really, really fun journey.
Well, and that's amazing. Like that's the classic small startup in the apartment, two people story that turns into 25 people and being acquired by a, significantly larger than you were. I wouldn't say Pivotal is enormous, but close to a couple thousand people or whatever, it's certainly larger than Cloud Credo was. But at the same time, like Cloud Credo seemed, I know when I came into the Pivotal scene last fall, I came to Cloud Foundry Summit in Berlin and I went to a Bosch training run by Cloud Credo. For sure.
Sorry, you're cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, so sorry. So I was just saying that successful consultancy, and when you have the, you know, another company in the space that wants to acquire the successful consultancy, I mean, obviously that could be a good fit, but like, how did you decide that Pivotal was the right fit?
So that's a really good question. So we, over the course of the 3 years, the kind of companies we worked with were mostly actually the foundation members. So we worked with lots of companies that were way bigger than us, you know, so IBM and SAP and HP. We worked with all these different companies. But I think what it came down to was really Pivotal was kind of at our heart. Pivotal was there when we were formed. Pivotal had worked with us and supported us for such a long period. And Colin had such a deep respect for Rob, me, and the values of Pivotal. And it was baked into Cloud Credo from day one. So when we were, you know, after we came out of Berlin Summit, we had a lot of success, and like you say, we delivered the training, we did the unconference, we did lots of talks. Colin gave a keynote. I mean, we had a huge kind of role to play at CF Summit in Frankfurt, in Berlin last year, and so people were interested. People were talking to us, and it was great. It was a great time, kind of, to be involved. But actually, Pivotal was our best and only choice. At the end of the day, I mean, Pivotal really was where our heart is, and we have, you know, we have been very, very happy since we've been acquired.
So you're giving a talk on this topic at SpringOne platform when we're going to be hanging out at the Aria in Vegas, hiding from the sun and not going outside. So can you talk a little bit about the topic of your talk, how you came to it?
I can. So without giving away too many spoilers, essentially my talk is there's a bit
Tell
of
us the title.
Okay. So the title, I will explain a bit more in my talk, but essentially, I was thinking about this talk. I was thinking about, you know, being a little fish company, Cloud Credo, and we got bought by a bigger fish. I wouldn't say, like you say, Pivotal's not necessarily the biggest fish, but way bigger than us. And as I was thinking about the talk and how I would propose the title, I had this song going around in my head. It's a song. So my Big Fish, Little Fish cardboard box is actually a song. Not, like I say, it's kind of giving it away, but there's some actions. It kind of goes big fish, little fish, cardboard box. I will demonstrate it more when I get on stage in Vegas, but that's kind of the hook. That's my sort of song that was going through my mind. But essentially my talk is it's a bit about the story and what happened and how it felt and some of the lessons learned, and just how I would like to share those lessons about being kind of the newcomers and how to make people feel welcome when they're joining. And it's not necessarily just about joining a new company, but joining a new team or being a new attendee at a meetup or working with a new customer. It's just some lessons about inclusivity, really.
And that's really so important, because all of us are always going to be the new person sometime, whether you're joining a new organization, like you're saying, or whether your organization gets acquired and suddenly you have to acclimate yourself to the new ways of doing things. I mean, this, of course, like when we talk about diversity and inclusion, a lot of times people are thinking like, okay, demographic ticky boxes, but it is a more complex question than that.
It certainly is. And like I said, there's so many situations where you can feel different for many different reasons. I mean, I liked very much Sam Ramji's keynote at CF Summit Santa Clara, where he talked about kind of the self and the other. And it comes up in all situations. So, and like I said, it's not like I'm going to stand up and give all the answers, but I just want to share what my experience has been with joining Pivotal, and just some of the lessons I've learned and the steps that have been taken that I think other people could benefit from.
That is really valuable. And I'm excited that you're going to come all the way from the UK and tell all of us Americans, and of course, you know, I suppose international people who are going to be at this conference. We have a wide range of people coming from all over. But tell us about what it is like to feel like that other when you come into a company and then realize you're not. I mean, you're not that other. Like, you are actually in the in-group.
Which is, yeah, exactly. That's the funny thing. It's, I mean, yeah, my talk's going to have some comparisons, you know, like I say, even my talk title, which when I ran it past a few people were like, blank faces, no idea what I'm talking about. But that's the fun as well. Like, there's some differences that are, you know, quite fun for us to talk about and
Yeah.
share. And, I love that kind of thing.
Though when I ran it past an Australian, he was excited and immediately sent me a link to a video of the song. So
The funny thing is, I have this plan. I have this plan in my mind that I'm going to shoot like a little music video and I'm going to play it when I get on stage, and it's going to be so much fun. And honestly, the entire conference attendees, they're going to be singing that song for the rest of the day.
I love it. We got a conference talk with a catchy pop hook. We got to do this. All right. I think everyone's going to be excited to come to your talk and see you at SpringOne. Thank you so much, Paula.
Thank you very much, Bridget.
All right. See ya.